Hey, Peeps Galucia here, and I'm gonna bring you some more CivCraft updates on my experiment. Just finished researching mining. Actually, probably finished about a half hour ago. Once again, losing a little bit of time, but I was spending some time with the wife because she just got back from a day of appointments and whatnot. So, actually, hold on. Excellent. All right, so we finished mining. So now we can build list. Aha! So now we can build the Tremel and the mine, and I plan on building both simultaneously. I can use both buildings, and I want to get started as soon as possible. So what I decided was I cleared away a lot of stuff. I got rid of a lot of trees over here, because if I start a building over here, it'll just consume the trees, and I won't actually get any of the wood from the trees. And then, you know what? I'll show you the back in a second. So I'm going to put the mine and the Tremel over here on this side, and then eventually the blacksmith, and this will kind of be like that type of like working area with, you know, because I feel like all those buildings have something to do with each other. So we'll start with the mine, and perfect. That is exactly where that should go. Outstanding. Okay, so I got the mine and the Tremel, and the Tremel should be the only building that I have to build besides the mine that will be really slow. Because after this, I mean, and you can see how slow it's going. I mean, that's painful. Painfully slow. Really low amount of hammers. They changed that, what, like a month ago? So by default, the capital has a really small amount of hammers, making the mine a lot more of a relative building. So hopefully the Tremel will be the only building that I have to build at that speed. And by the time agriculture's done researching and I'm ready to build farms, the mine will be done and it will be at least a little bit quicker. And that's another reason to build the mine early, because we load it up with redstone, level it up, and the longer we have the mine, the faster it builds stuff. As I said before, I've been working on tearing down the trees and whatnot because I wanted to not just lose all that wood. I also planted some watermelon seeds because I needed a food source. At some point, random apples from cutting down trees and the pies that were given to me by my last save before I left are not going to last me forever. And which, by the way, I feel like pie gifts are okay. I feel like if your friend is willing to give you 5 million coin, he's probably going to give you some other stuff while he's at it. I mean, honestly, if you had a friend like that, they probably would have hooked you up with diamond armor and stuff like that, and I chose not to take my diamond armor with me. But I did take some pie. Made a little bit of progress so far. Real life time right now, by the way, is 3:20 p.m. on Friday. So actually, I guess mining's probably only been researched for about 20 minutes because it should have taken about 2 hours. And last time we started it, I started the video at 1 p.m. because I remember actually saying that to you guys that it was 1 p.m. So probably only had a 20-minute delay there, not even quite 20 minutes, by going to say hi to the wife after she came back from her appointments and whatnot. So not too shabby. So probably now, again, that's all I could accomplish for right now. Agriculture should take 2 hours as well, which will take me right about to dinner time in real life. So I'll probably, and usually we actually eat kind of early. Usually we eat sometime between 4:30 and 5:30. We don't wait too long. So I'll probably be making dinner and then jumping right back in here. Hopefully agriculture will be finished by then. And then I can immediately get started on a lot of different things. And there are a lot of different things to get started on. Because once you get agriculture, then a granary and farms need to be built. So, you know, right away there will be more buildings. And speaking of which, now that we've built 2 buildings, our upkeep's gone all the way up to 3,500. Because it was only 1,000 before. So, whoa. That was a serious thunder. Sounded very loud. Oh, my goodness. I'm worried I'm going to get blown up. Speaking of getting blown up, I've had too many creepers blow up by me. My armor is already at like half durability. That's no good. So that's the deal anyway. If you can hear me over this lightning, while I'm waiting for the Tremel to finish building and the mine before I have to load them up, and while I'm waiting for agriculture to finish, I'll probably be cutting down all of the forest behind here and then skimming off the tops of the hill, basically, because what I'm thinking is, if I'm not mistaken, I think it'll be 3 layers, that the top or the bottom 3 layers of the hills will all be wiped out when I build the farm, which means everything above that I have to remove by hand. So I can just remove that by hand now, and then when I go to build the farm will erase the rest, so I don't have to worry about deleting that stuff, and I can save the time of digging that away. But I have to keep clearing all of it for at least a little bit, because right now where there's a hill is where the road is supposed to go. So I at least wanted to push back where the hill is supposed to go and accomplish that much. So that's what I'm probably going to be doing for the next 2 hours, I guess, because I'm going to wait for agriculture to finish. And obviously you, the viewers, don't need to see that. So probably what's going to happen for the rest of these episodes, since the first 2 were pretty straightforward episodes, but from this point on they're going to jump around a lot, because I haven't, I've just started this video and there's not enough here to, consist of an entire video. So now the next time that, I'm going to jump cut to 2 hours from now after agriculture's done, and you'll see, the progress that I've made with clearing all this away and whatnot, and you'll see, that agriculture's finished. We can start the next research, start building the buildings that we are able to build from researching agriculture, so on and so forth. So hopefully everyone's down with that the jumping around type thing will work for everyone. But I think that's the best way to do it, rather than getting into crazy detail, showing you every single thing that I do with the Civ and every single little step, like tearing down these trees and whatnot. So I'll be back in a couple hours, I guess. For you, a couple seconds. Okay, so I'm back. It is 3:50 p.m. real time on Friday, so has not been 2 hours yet. But I thought it was high time for an update, because I've been sitting here quietly for too long, and we all know that I can't do that. Actually, let me jump back up there really quick just so you can get the full scope. Full scope! So this was a full, like, normal Minecraft forest, pretty dense and whatnot. Completely cleared that out for a great distance. You can see what we got: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks of wood. So very busy. And started to get some watermelons growing here, thanks to the arrows sticking out of my head. I've been fighting a fair amount of skeletons, working on getting the bone meal to get the watermelons growing, so that is going to be a good food source for me once these pumpkin pies run out. And eventually I'll get a pumpkin farm too, because I do like pumpkin pies. Are obviously way better than watermelon, just because watermelons give you so little food. So obviously the better option there would be the pumpkin pies, but it requires ingredients of all kinds and sorts. So the Tremel is just over 20%. The mine is just over 10%. The mine takes longer than the Tremel. If memory serves me, the Tremel is 50 hammers, and the mine is 100 hammers, which means the Tremel will take an hour, and this will take 2, because I don't have the mine yet. So we only do 50 hammers per hour, which is, if you don't know, is CivCraft's basically is their version of production from Civilization. So I accomplished all of the tree clearing, and now I'm going to go to the land clearing. But I kind of just, before I emptied my inventory, I think I just wanted to show you like the ridiculous amount of wood that was gathered to make all that space. And I think I'm never going to need wood again. I'm pretty sure that as a Civ... Oh, come on, lag. Place the saplings. I'm pretty sure that as a Civ, we are good to go for the rest of eternity. Oh, and look, I got a music disc too. Not one of my favorites, but still, a music disc is a music disc, so that's always nice. And I guess that's a mob drop. I guess I'll store my extra foods in here. And I did so much tree clearing that I've been eating apples this whole time, and I still have 12 apples. Oh, and I got a bow. Bows are nice. Put that in here with the tools. And I was going to use up my axe to... well, I guess I'll hold on to it just in case. But I was going to use up all my axes, but couldn't be asked. I think I couldn't be axed. I'm pretty sure I used up 3 stone axes and, you know, almost half of that stone axe. So Yeah, a lot of tree cutting going on there. And now I'm going to have to clear the way for the road so that I have an actual spot to put the farm. So we're working on agriculture. I looked it up because it's been so long since I've researched agriculture that I couldn't like fully remember. Wow, this lag is fantastic, huh? Isn't this the best? Don't you just love lag? It's awesome. So yeah, I looked it up because I wasn't really sure 100% what agriculture actually gave you. Like I said, it's been so long. So agriculture gives you a farm and a level 1 grocer. Now I don't have a need to build a grocer just yet. You don't really need a grocer at all, except for until you can get a level 4 grocer, because it gives you golden apples, which I have found in times of war and PvP that the golden apples really are very useful. And yeah, I definitely made good use of golden apples the one time that I participated in war with my last Civ Legion. So eventually, when you learn the ability to build a level 4 grocer, then you can just build a grocer and level it up to 4. Because otherwise, you're paying upkeep for a grocer, and all it gives you at level 1 is cooked fish. And unless I was like desperate for food for some reason and absolutely needed it, I mean, it doesn't really seem like it's all the way that worthwhile. So that's the two things it gives you: a farm and the grocer level 1. So we can get started on the farm, but it doesn't give you the granary yet or anything like that. But the farms are important. I'm starting off with 2 farm plots right off the bat, and then eventually the single cottage, and that will use up all the tile improvements that I have available to me as a level 1 city. But so I can worry about, you know, other civs and whatnot being too close to me. I got lucky, and where I am on the map is a relatively unlived in area, and there's not a lot of civs near me. But that doesn't mean that civs won't want to be near me. And one of the things that will make them near you one of the things that'll keep them away from you is the construction of a monument, and just to work on your cultural borders. That the farther out my cultural borders go, because you can't. If I'm not mistaken, you can't form a civ within 160 blocks of an existing civ's cultural borders. You have to be at least 160 blocks away from their borders, which means right now my borders aren't that big, so someone could form, you know, a new civ just, you know, a few hundred blocks away from me, and that would be no good. So in planning for the future and seeing as how I can't use pottery if I started right now, I don't need Code of Laws right this instant. You know, I don't need to work on animal husbandry for pastures, because I don't need pastures, because I don't need animals until I'm worrying about level 6 cottages. So, yeah. So what we're going to do right after agriculture is going to be mysticism. I think mysticism is the way to go. And that way, before I go to bed tonight, mysticism will be done. It's only 200 beakers, because it's a tier 1. So mysticism will be done before I go to sleep. That way I can start construction on a monument, which is it's just a nice looking building too. It's a cool looking building, so it looks good in the Civ. And then I can start research on pottery, which, like I said, takes 7 hours. So when I wake up, that would just be finishing, and then I can get to work on building the granary and the cottage. So, you know, some strategic time planning. Not necessarily always the way that you would do it, because it depends on what time of the day you started your Civ. I started mine at 8 in the morning, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was 8 in the morning. So that's just kind of how the cards have fallen. Now, if I had gotten up early for some reason and said, I'm going to start my Civ today at 6 in the morning, then I probably would have been able to just go straight ahead with pottery and just stayed up late enough until pottery was done, start the construction of the granary and the cottage, and then go to sleep. And when I get up, I would deal with all of that stuff. So it's just because of, you know, when I started the Civ and how everything has come together today. So that's the big plan. That's how I plan on piecing all this together. So originally I was going to jump my next cut up to when I finish agriculture, so we can start working on all that stuff, the farms. But I have decided instead that now would be a good Thank you for reappearing in front of my face. That now would be a good time to go ahead and wrap up this video, because we did make some good progress today, and that way I can start the next episode on agriculture. And basically, the next episode will completely finish Friday in real time with all that stuff that I've just been talking about. So that's the plan. Hopefully, everyone has been enjoying the series thus far. I have. I've been actually really enjoying this, and I was really starting to lose interest in Minecraft and losing interest in CivCraft, and I don't know, just something about this little experiment just to see how far I can take it just completely makes me re-interested in Minecraft altogether. And I mean, I'm just standing here digging endlessly, and I'm still super excited because it means progress. I'm getting rid of this I'm getting rid of this crap because it's in my way, and it's in the way of progress, and that's exciting to me. So stick around. A lot of episodes to come, since we're already pretty far into this series, and we're not done day one in real time. So obviously this is maybe it's not a mini-series. I was originally calling it a mini-series, but it looks like this is more involved than I originally thought it was going to be. So thanks for sticking out with me so far. Hopefully everyone's enjoying it, and I will see you next time. Laters! Okay, so you just watched my CivCraft playthrough part 3. If you're new to this series, I linked part 1 right here for you, so you can jump back to the beginning and watch parts 1 and 2. Maybe you watch those and you like them. You can like this video, hit the little like button. Like those videos, you hit that like button. Now that's 3 videos. And there's a law in YouTube that if you like 3 videos, you have to subscribe. It just makes sense.